History usually teaches us a simple equation. The easiest, most guaranteed path to greatness is to be born into power. If you start at the top, you stay at the top. But the lives of two ancient leaders, Jehoram and Joseph, completely upend that idea. Both men inherited the exact same sacred heritage, but their starting lines couldn't have been more different. Jehoram was handed a heavy crown and absolute royal authority. Joseph possessed nothing but his father's favor and a few highly controversial dreams. Yet, the man who inherited everything managed to lose it all. Jehoram took a stable throne and drove his nation straight into the ground. Meanwhile, Joseph, the man who started with an empty hand, rose to become the architect of an empire's survival, eventually saving millions from starvation. To understand how the king destroyed his kingdom while the outcast saved an empire, we have to watch them navigate three universal tests of leadership. The first pillar is the test of acquisition. How does a leader actually get their power? Jehoram didn't earn his throne, he was simply born onto it. And to secure that unearned authority, he went on the offensive, murdering his own brothers just to eliminate the competition. Joseph's story starts with the exact opposite dynamic. He was the innocent victim of his family's rivalry, violently betrayed, thrown into a pit, and sold into slavery by his own brothers. Jehoram used his royal status to inflict betrayal, while Joseph was completely crushed by it. Getting power through violent entitlement creates a foundation built entirely on paranoia. But surviving absolute betrayal, as Joseph did, strips away ego and sets the stage for genuine earned authority. Which brings us to the second pillar, the test of adversity. This is where external circumstances strip away the facade and reveal what's happening inside. For Jehoram, his royal throne served as a convenient mask for deep corruption. He fully embraced the ungodly house of Ahab, imported idolatry right into the heart of Judah, and answered any political or moral opposition with brute violence. Joseph didn't have a throne to hide behind. After being falsely accused and condemned to a foreign prison, he was plunged into absolute darkness. But instead of breaking him, that cell revealed the unshakable strength of his faith. He consistently fled temptation. While surrounded by idolaters, he maintained his integrity and endured intense hostility without once plotting revenge. Inherited privilege can successfully mask corruption for a time, but severe adversity is a crucible. It inevitably burns away the noise and exposes a leader's true moral character. Ultimately, personal morality spills over into national impact. This is the final pillar, the test of crisis. Jehoram's leadership triggered rapid national decline. His kingdom's outer territories fractured and broke away in violent rebellion. Compare that to Joseph. Relying on God-given wisdom, he foresaw a catastrophic economic disaster, systematically preparing the nation of Egypt to withstand a devastating 7-year famine. The functional difference in their authority is staggering. Jehoram used his power strictly to control and oppress his own people, while Joseph leveraged his hard-earned influence to preserve stability and keep countless lives from being extinguished. When national crisis hits, power without godly wisdom accelerates collapse, but disciplined, faithful preparation guarantees survival. The final outcomes for these two men are as stark as their beginnings. Jehoram's rebellion ended in a humiliating judgment. He completely destroyed his own family, leaving behind a grim legacy of danger and corruption. Joseph, however, died in peace, and when he finally possessed the absolute power to punish the brothers who sold him, he made a different choice. He offered them mercy. That single act of compassion restored his broken family, and crucially, preserved the lineage through which the sacred covenant promises would continue for generations. A crown possessed without godly character isn't a blessing. it is ultimately a curse to the nation it rules. Human authority can never protect rebellion from its eventual judgment. But as Joseph proved, God can consistently transform faithful suffering into ultimate salvation.